Yap, yap, blah, blah, dribble, dribble, dribble.
Sup people, my name's Deadman, and remember when I used to talk about One Piece a lot on this channel? Well, literally both my anime watching buddies moved away and got some serious time-consuming jobs and have been ignoring my texts. Just me, it's just me today. You got solo Deadman because God Valley is officially over. I know I haven't been that caught up in One Piece like on this channel as much as I'd like to be, so a lot of y'all probably don't even know that I fuck with One Piece heavily. I'm talking like heavily. I need those chapters. It's okay, I need it. So today, let's just talk about how I feel about this chapter and God Valley. Now, the funniest thing I think in all of this, throughout everything that we've dealt with in God Valley, like no matter what comedy has happened here, nothing is funnier to me than the fact that our three God Knights here, like, y'all, they just waited. I think it's the funniest thing on planet Earth. That Garp was fighting, Garp and Roger were fighting with rocks for quite a while. All three souls are fresh and worn out. I think they legitimately beat the Domi Reversi out of rocks. And it wasn't until they were all done and not moving that the God Knights decided, now we move. Like, I don't even think, and I think about it, all three of them weren't even there. Like, I think they really, not only did they wait until everybody was half dead, they waited until Roger and Garp were gone, and then they said, now we move. Garling has not done a single thing worth note since this character was introduced, past B. Shanks' father, and that's it. I think that there are people that legitimately will hold up the Garling agenda. They will try to tell you how goated he is when he ain't done shit. It's fucking hilarious. Another small thing I want to talk about that happened in this chapter. We finally get the official panel, like the official page of the Roger Pirates finding baby Shanks in the treasure chest. Because I don't know how many of y'all know this. This panel right here is not real. Oda released a sketch a couple years ago about what it looked like when the Roger Pirates found Shanks, and somebody decided to just trace Oda's art style over that. It's not real. This is. But quick question. His name is Shanks. His mother named him Shanks. How did they know what his mother named him? How did the Roger Pirates know what this man's name is? Was it the voice of all things? What did I miss? I don't understand. There's no way Roger picked up this little baby boy and thought, you look like a Shanks. All right, other things happen. We get young man, clean, solid black afro, Sengoku fighting with Garp. I do like the dichotomy between Sengoku and Garp. They are both, no matter what agenda you're on as far as who's a bum or who's a slaver, if we can be real for a second, these are two good men who are choosing to do, and they know how corrupt the government is, so they just are choosing to do it their own way. Garp's like, I'm staying at the bottom where I can protect my little ones and I can make sure they're all on the right path. Sengoku's like the embodiment of it is what it is. Like, I don't know what you're mad at me for because evil exists in the world. It's like seeing a cop and blaming him for fucking every fucking police brutality on planet Earth. Like, I do like what Sengoku was working with, because on him and it's all like, yeah, no shit, they do bad things. They're bigger than you and me can even possibly imagine. They have to deal with a lot of shit. I don't doubt that they do bad things, and if they do some bad shit and I see it, I'm turning a blind eye until I get in charge. God damn it! And I think without the context of this chapter, that had I read this conversation without context, I would have hated Sengoku to the day I died. I'd have hated him until I was put back in the grave. But with context, you can see what he's working with here. Being a good person was not going to help you at God Valley at all. Just so we're clear. Having a good heart or being a good person or doing anything the right way was not going to help you here. This is just, God Valley was just survival of the fittest. Yeah, but I got to do it the right way. Look at what the right way got Rocks. Okay, so the entire life of Rocks, living life outside of the government and moving outside of the government, that's what it got him. So I think it's funny to me that Sengoku decided, well, I'm doing it this way. I choose to move within the government. So, you know, props to Sengoku. All right, what else happened here? Some more Nika speculation. I find it hilarious that Nika's name has been brought up so many times well after the fact that we got it revealed. Imagine how they brought this bitch up before Luffy turned out to be a god. Now, people, before we get into the reason I think this chapter was good enough for me to review it on my channel, that being what Harald's reaction to God Valley, I just want to do a quick note to you guys. I don't know if y'all have caught my vibe so far. I did not like God Valley very much. Like, I think it was a very strong start with introducing Loki's backstory and then getting to know Rocks and learning what happened at Hachinso, you know, Pirate Island and everything. But I think once we actually got to the island, like once we actually got to God Valley, it was just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Characters that we thought were going to interact aren't interacting. Fights that we thought were going to happen weren't happening. Nothing's going the way it should be. And not necessarily like a plot way. Things are allowed to fall apart as like a plot device sort of way. All I'm saying is, as far as a narrative wise, was this event really even that big? Sounds like God Valley lasted like 12 minutes, to be perfectly real with y'all. Like, really, look at it from Dragon's perspective. Think about Dragon. You get off the boat, you see what's happening, you start shooting, you find the woman, you try to save the babies, you get ducked by Big Mom and Kaido, two of the biggest, baddest pirates you've ever seen, and then you trip and fall and you miss the babies, you have yourself a little cry, and then you're on the boat telling everybody, we're saving all these civilians, or everybody dying, including me! Like, I really don't think it happened that quickly. Not that any One Piece arcs need to last that long. I mean, I really don't think it happened. It lasts all that long. Not that any major One Piece arc did last that long, but this is the God Valley. Are you telling me Water 7 lasted longer than God Valley? And also, not even that, certain character interactions just aren't making sense to me. The whole thing, we learned a lot about the way previous pirates live through Big Mom and Kaido. With Big Mom saying, like, don't you know pirates will betray you? Never trust a pirate. And even Kaido's like, once a pirate knows he'll lose, he'll just leave you. And I'm going to create a crew based off of violence. Where are they getting these ideas? I don't understand. Like, I really don't get where their thought pattern is coming from with this. Because Rocks very clearly stated, I'm going to God Valley to help my family. And like, he also has been telling them his plan pretty laid out from the get-go. There's 2 devil fruits I got to get. Once I have one and I eat one and then Harald eats the other one, we're going to be strong enough to beat Imu's ass. And so y'all see him going to God Valley. We go to God Valley to get Shaki back and get get Rock's family back and maybe snag some of this treasure and devil fruits. And Rocks disappears for a couple minutes and comes back 3 times his size, glowing, not glowing, but like drooping black, eyes roll in the back of his head, gigantic ass demonic teeth, horns, and wings, and just starts attacking everybody without saying a word. And Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard are all convinced he just chose to turn on them. Like, you're all, to this day, to the day all 3 of you took your last breaths, probably, you were all convinced Rocks just turned on you that day. Y'all base your entire functionality of pirating on the notion that Rocks turned on you. Now, Kaido is very famously stupid. Kaido makes sense, you're dumb. But usually you would have expected Big Mom to explain it, well, Rocks isn't himself right now, we just gotta get out of here. Either way, the Rocks pirates are done, let's get out of here. But no, Big Mom, who I expect you to have somewhat of a head on your shoulder so back when you're back in the day, are also convinced Rocks just decided to turn into a fucking Mega Evolution and fucking turn on y'all for no reason. Surrounded by enemies, surrounded by friends, family, and foe, and y'all think, well, yeah, and you 3 are convinced he just like, well, fuck my crew, and just chose to start attacking y'all. 2 minutes prior, fucking Kaido, Rocks, and Whitebeard were stanced up, ready to take on the world. And then just like that, you're both convinced. Well, he lied. I just don't think it's very good writing. I don't think it's very... I think pre-time skip has not been very kind to Whitebeard in terms of writing, because not only is he openly ignoring what happened in Wano in exchange for, well, I'm here for adventure. If y'all don't got any adventure here, I'm leaving. But also, you're just let yourself be fully convinced Rocks turned on you and just went like that. I just don't... That doesn't feel like Whitebeard. Whitebeard has always been a cut above the rest as far as battle IQ. Like, I just don't... But whatever, let's get back to the main thing here. Let's talk about Harald. Harald, who, yes, dirty pirate, shows up to your nation and beats up your son and starts talking some crazy dribble. But in reality, Rocks is your best friend. Rocks is your friend who you knew he was crazy, but he had a good heart on him, he loved his family. And you could not risk the Giant's reputation to help him at God Valley, which is funny as hell, by the way. Garp legitimately was taking swings at Imu. You didn't even want to be an assistance because the world government might get mad at you. Garp was actually punching Imu, and he got credit for everything that happened. Clearly, you probably should have thought of that a little bit more. But he decides, I'm not going to live a life of shame anymore. I'm not going to let the Giants live a life of shame anymore. I'm going to atone for all of our sins. So he goes to a government base, and he rips his horns out, and he says, I apologize for everything. I will do whatever it takes to atone for our sins, even if it means becoming a slave. And I just know Imu was on the clean other side of the planet somewhere like, huh? Like, as soon as a fucking strong-ass giant said, I will become the world's slave if it means anything, I know Imu just perked up in his chair, or her chair. Bring me that man. It's funny in a way, but in reality, it's so very sad. Because we, as the audience, know, context-wise, you're being a fucking idiot. Harald did not make one good decision, probably his entire life. Like, literally everything from the get-go, everything you've done, has severely hurt someone. You choosing to run off and have a little baby boy, and like maybe have a little baby boy with some cute little small giant girl, has just that decision alone brought so much grief to the lives of Hadragin and Loki. Not helping Rocks and shit, making your nation look evil for a time, and then back when you're finally getting it ready, you just let your best friend go kill himself in the process. Like, I know, nobility wise, Harald's got the right idea. Similar to Kuma. Kuma also did the same thing. I will be a slave if it means saving Bonnie. But the difference between Kuma doing it and Harald doing it is that Kuma made sure he got a done deal before he signed himself away. Fix Bonnie, then you can do whatever the fuck you want to me. Deal. Harald just said, right here and right now, I'll be Emu's bitch. If it means giants can live in peace and harmony. Maybe dial it back in, buddy. Maybe reel it back in. You're going too far. Truly, it is a mix of emotions, this last panel. Like, literally me looking at this last panel is the reason I decided to do a review. Not like as a confirmed, like, panel for panel, but I think I know full well what happened here. Like, you doing this is what gets you killed. Like, let me tell you that right now. You invited Emu into your home. She's gonna Domi reverse your soldiers and murk your ass. Because you're too in line with the rocks. One thing Emu made sure is that anything that has to do with the rocks, I'm erasing it. Do we see any rocks pirates past like 8 of them in this world? Because I'm pretty sure Emu made sure, fuck all of you, and just made sure they're all dead. I just think, at the very end of the day, while this cemented that Harald's an idiot, he is a man of veteran ability, and he is putting trust in pure evil. I think in the midst of God Valley ending, in the midst of the end of Rox's story, and how Garp became a hero, and how Shanks got on the crew, how Roger decided to grow a mustache, why Dragon's not fucking with the Marines, why we learn a lot of things. Can't wait to see him get fucking murked next chapter. Alright, I guess I'm done. That's all I really gotta talk about. For right now, thank y'all for watching, thank y'all for listening. If this does well, maybe we can start doing this. You know, maybe we'll start doing this when the One Piece chapters come out. King of the Dead, signing off till next time.